Hello, a very warm welcome to everyone. Good morning. My name is Matthew, and this is the 1 Point Oneness meditation session for Friday. Just a quick introduction for those of you who are new to the program. We started these oneness sessions about a year ago now. It was shortly after everything was going crazy with the pandemic, and we thought it would be really nice to share insights into meditation practice and around the whole area of positive thinking, because many of us at 1 Point have a regular daily practice ourselves that we find really, really beneficial. So the idea to share that came, and actually it's continued now, and we aim to continue it further. We've been blessed with some really, really excellent guest speakers along the way, and today is no exception. I'm very delighted to welcome Maria Moreno, who's joining us all the way from Spain. Although you can't tell these days with Zoom, right, where we are. But very warm welcome, Maria. And just a little introduction. Maria is a professor of management at the University of Valencia. Her research and teaching interests focus on the human side of quality management, learning and innovation, as well as cultural change in organizations. Maria's actually published books and many academic journal papers about these subjects, along with directing 10 PhD theses and 9 competitive research projects. And since 1992, she's been involved as a volunteer Raja Yoga meditation teacher and is part of the national coordination team in Spain. Maria enjoys running seminars on personal development and values education. So, Maria, today you're going to be talking on the topic of getting a handle on worry and stress, which is a great topic. So, over to you.
Thank you so much for this lovely presentation, this lovely introduction. Thank you so much. And thank you for the team, for the 1 Point team, for inviting me to this session. Yes, it's a big topic, how to handle worry and stress. When I can figure out an image for expressing the feeling in this time, I can imagine a juggler trying to balance all the balls. And this juggler has to keep the balance of family, job, health, social relations, community service, so many things. And even more, the situation, the context is very uncertain. We saw because of the pandemic and other issues and economic crisis and everything. So the situation is very tough. And then it's like to walk on a rope, trying to keep the balance. So this is normal. I mean, the stress is the sign of our time, and the worry is the sign of our time. It's the result of this spiral of situations and influences we are in. But for me, the first step to avoid that spiral is to realize that the stress and the worry does not depend only on the circumstances, does not depend only on the situations, depends on me. Of course, depends as well. I mean, depend on the situations as well, but mainly depends on me, because different people in the same situation has different perception of the stress and has different perception of the situation. So the levels of stress are different. So depends on my resilience, depends on my inner strength. So this is for me the third realization. And I had this experience because I am meditating for nearly 30 years now. And I had this experience along my life, that if I increase my level of resilience, if I increase my spiritual strength, my inner strength, then I can cope with the situations easily, or at least without so much difficulty. So I think this is the first step, that I am the creator of that perception. So if I am the creator of that perception, I can create a positive perception of the situations, trying to learn from any situation, from any circumstances, and be in peace with myself. This is very important. Also, very important to be myself in all the circumstances, in all the areas of my life. I don't need to do the same. Of course, we have different duties, but be simple. I mean, trying to be as I am. I mean, not avoiding to pretend to be something. I mean, the ego is a very energy consuming and time consuming. So trying to get rid of ego as much as possible. So this is the first step for me to avoid stress and to avoid worry, is to assume my responsibility on increasing my resilience and my strength, my spiritual strength. But I think all of us that are listening to this talk, we are in this path, because otherwise we were not interested in that. So the second step for me is to establish a positive dialogue with myself, to treat me well, to take care of my inner world. Because if I don't pay attention to that, I am only focused on the external, then I won't be able to get that strength. I have to focus on myself. So for that, establish a dialogue with myself, a positive dialogue. So about my qualities, observing my thoughts. This is very important. Observing my feelings and trying to transform in positive feelings, in positive thoughts in my inner world. And the following step is experience those qualities. It's not only to dialogue with myself, it's to experience those qualities for the qualities that are in me: peace, joy, happiness, altruistic love. All these qualities that are in myself, the experience of that will increase my self-respect, and this will increase my inner strength. So experience, try to find time, even during the day, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I mean, the excuse is, I don't have time. I don't have time for that. But it's an investment. Believe me, this is a great investment, because if I dedicate just these tiny drops of time, at the end, I will be more relaxed, I will be more stable, and then at the end, everything will run better in my life. So dedicate this time for myself is a good investment. So dedicate this time for experiencing with comments, commentary, talks, or just in silence with music, but focusing on my inner qualities. And the following step that is also very important is to connect with the source, to connect with the source of energy. Maybe you can call it the in great intelligence, the supreme being, the point of light. I mean, you can call it, but just to try to connect with that source of pure energy, because this is like a battery that can recharge my battery. It's normal when I have so much stress and so much worry that I can feel a bit exhausted. So I need something to recharge my energy again. So we can do this with meditation, focusing in that point, focusing in that energy, uh, then we can get subtle, that subtle strength that I need for recharging my inner strength. So I think with this simple method, I think it's simple. It's just a question of practicing. This question is a question of practicing as many times as possible. We can maybe not eliminate totally the stress, because this is a long-term process, but we can reduce our level of stress, our level of worry, and little by little, we can restore our balance and our happiness, inner happiness. So now we are going to meditate on these ideas and applying this method. I sit comfortably. My back is straight and relaxed. I watch my breath. I listen to my breathing for a while. I watch the movement of my breathing in and out. This gives life to my body. I can listen and watch how my body is relaxing. Relax. I am feeling relaxed. My breathing becomes deep and calm. And now I focus myself in the center of my forehead. I imagine a point of light in the center of my forehead. A tiny point of light. Shining light. Shining a subtle and white light. If I notice any tension in my mind or in my body, I release it. I let it go. I let it go. I release all the tension. I let it go. and my mind stay calm. My mind calms down, and I start experiencing freedom in my mind. Light and freedom. They are not burden anymore. My mind gets lighter. My mind gets lighter. I'm free. I can even see light in my mind. I can see light in that sacred place behind my forehead. I can see a subtle and beautiful white light behind my forehead. I feel that light. My mind is silent. There is a sacred silence in my mind. Light and silence. And my forehead shines with that light. From that shining light, I can connect with the divine light. With that sparkling, pure light. Infinite light. I can catch this light full of peace and bliss. I feel the purity of that light. Very subtle, very pure. And I feel deep peace. I have a deep feeling of inner peace. This pure light embraces me and fills me with peace, deep peace. And I can also feel bliss, joy, happiness inside. I feel the joy of purity, like a child. The joy of living, the joy of being myself. And I absorb in silence that bliss, that joy. I absorb that beauty in silence. I feel myself with that light. And I feel empowered. I feel the strength. I recharge myself with that light. That light ignites my own light. And I feel very light. Light and free. I am free. And with that feeling, I turn my attention again to my breathing, feeling recharged, empowered, feeling very light. I watch my breathing again, and I move a bit, keeping this feeling with me. Om Shanti, I am peace. Thank you.
Maria, thank you for taking us on such a lovely, light and peaceful journey in the talk and the meditation. Some wonderful points in there. I think we have a little bit of time. So one thing I was going to ask, I think a lot of people I've come across when they start meditation, they maybe have tried it in the past, or they have the feeling that they might not be able to be successful with meditation. And I think often it's because when we first try and sit in silence or become introspective, that it actually becomes worse because we become aware of all these stressful, worried thoughts and feelings. And we can also feel them in the body, right? And it can be overwhelming. So I just wondered if you had any, I know you were saying it takes time to build up the subtle power and it needs practice. I mean, do you have any guidance for people that are new, that are maybe when they're sitting for meditation, they're still experiencing a lot of stress and worry, and they maybe feel, oh, there's something wrong with me, or I can't do it. What advice would you give to somebody starting out?
Yeah, for me, there is only one word: patient. Because I can tell you my experience. We don't have much time, but just a few thoughts about it. When I started meditating, I was a lecturer at the university at that moment, and I had a very, very high level of stress. My mind was crazy, totally crazy, because so excited, and I couldn't concentrate, and I couldn't meditate. And what I did was listening to many commentaries, meditation commentaries, when I was driving, when I was at home, anywhere. I was listening because otherwise I couldn't meditate. But the commentaries were very, very relaxing for me. I mean, at least my mind was relaxed. And with the time, many months of regular practice, I start feeling some peace and some joy in the mind. The key is to be patient with yourself. I mean, I am this example. And also, as you said, with the years, because this cannot happen, maybe not at the very beginning, but some time later, then you start discovering in yourself things that you don't like. Because we are not looking at ourselves, we are looking at always outside, so we cannot see ourselves. So, but when we start recognizing things, some the dark side of ourselves that all of us have, then when we recognize this, is not very nice. So what my advice is, again, patient, because and not to blame yourself, not to hurt yourself. It's not a struggle. I mean, the meditation is a happy path. I mean, I don't need to struggle. Just observe and let go, because things come and go. I mean, and focus on the positive, focus on the light, not in the dark, on the light, on the light, on the light. And with patience, I'm sure that we will succeed.
Great. No, thank you. That's a really lovely answer. Yeah, and very practical, I think. Patience and practice. And listening to, there are so many commentaries out there that people can listen to. That's something also I benefited from, is listening to experienced meditators when I was new, and just listening to their meditation commentary and learning from that. So that's great. So thank you for that. And thank you to everybody for joining us today. You'll see that in the YouTube chat there's a link to feedback form and also to the Oneness website. You can actually watch past meditations, including this one will be available later on there. You can watch it on the website or on YouTube. And there's a huge library actually of recordings. So in terms of listening to meditation commentaries and getting practice, whenever you want, you can tune in and listen to a huge variety there. And please do share these with your friends, family, and colleagues, because many people sort of aware of meditation these days, but maybe haven't yet tried it. So there's a huge resource there for people to benefit from. So next week we'll be back at the same time, Friday, 9 o'clock. And we'll be joined by Rani from Paris, who's going to be covering the topic of the art of being light and happy in a challenging and confusing time. Another good topic. So Maria, thanks once again. And we look forward to seeing everyone again next Friday. Thank you. Bye for now.